Hello and welcome to Karen's Corner on English Mastery Hub. I trust by now that you are familiar with our website and that you're making use of the many tips, tools, and courses that are available there absolutely for free to help you on your English learning journey. Remember our slogan by Albert Einstein, who said, "A man who never made a mistake never tried anything new." So it is absolutely natural if you make mistakes. Don't worry about it. That's why we are here to help you. So for today, we are going to look at a blog. But before we go to the blog, let me remind you about my glossary. See, it says here, click any word and get the meaning in your own language. And that is where my glossary comes into play. My glossary is like your own personal dictionary where you can add new words and you can set reminders, and it is graphed to show you the words that you've just learned, words that you're confident with, and words that you use daily. And by adding all the time to your glossary when you come across words, whether you're reading, watching TV, listening to the radio, it will greatly help you improve your vocabulary. So I recommend that this is something you do. And while we are reading the blog, we are going to make use of this tool and add words to the glossary as we go along. So the blog that I've chosen for today is how healthy eating helps your body and mind. So there are some words, commonly used words from the article with an explanation for each word. This isn't at a difficult level, it's at an A1 to A2 level, so it should be easy for all of you to understand. And there is also an audio of this blog, so you can listen to it after you have gone through the reading section with me. You can go over it again and listen at the same time. We have a phrasal verb here, to cut back. This means to reduce the amount of, say, salt or something, cut back on salt. To reduce the amount of salt that you use. And then something happening side by side means to have things happening together in a sort of symbiotic or healthy way. There is the audio file. I would ask that for the reading section, you shadow my mouth the words to yourself as we go through the article. How healthy eating helps your body and mind. Healthy eating is a simple and powerful way to take care of your body and mind. When you choose good foods every day, you help yourself feel strong, calm, and full of energy. You do not need to make big changes. Small steps can help you feel better in your daily life. Healthy eating starts with choosing natural foods. Fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and nuts are full of vitamins and minerals. These nutrients help your body work well. For example, carrots help your eyes, bananas give you potassium, and spinach is good for your blood. When you eat these foods often, your body becomes stronger. Healthy eating also helps your heart. Foods like oats, lentils, and fish are good for your heart and help control your blood pressure. Eating less fried food and less sugar is also important. When you eat too much sugar, you feel tired quickly. But when you eat foods that release energy slowly, you can stay active for longer. Good food also helps your mind. Your brain needs healthy fats and protein to focus and think clearly. Foods like eggs, avocado, and nuts support your brain. Many people say they feel happier when they eat well. This is because good food helps your mood stay stable during the day. Another important part of healthy eating is drinking enough water. Water helps your body stay cool and clean. It also helps your stomach work better. When your body has enough water, you feel more active and awake. Healthy eating also helps you sleep better at night. When you avoid heavy meals in the evening, your stomach can relax. A calm stomach helps your body rest. Sleep is very important for your mind because it helps you feel fresh the next day. If you want to start eating healthier, you can take small steps. You can add one fruit to your breakfast, cook simple meals at home, or drink one more glass of water every day. Cooking at home is helpful because you can control the ingredients in your meals. You can also try to cut back on snacks with too much salt or sugar. Healthy eating and good habits often work side by side. When you eat good food, you feel strong, and when you feel strong, you make better choices. Over time, these choices help you enjoy a healthier and happier life. Healthy eating is not about being perfect, it's about caring for your body and mind. When you eat well today, you help your future self live better. Even small changes can bring big results. Start with one simple step, and your body and mind will thank you. Looking at the grammar notes, I'm not going to go over the present simple tense. It is used for facts and daily habits, and we have addressed it many times in the past. So for those of you that have been watching for a long time, you will be familiar with the present simple. If you're not familiar with it, go to our courses section and look in the grammar book that we are going to look in and find the present simple tense. The second grammar thing is linking words. These are called conjunctions, because, when, also, and they join two ideas together. But the grammar that I want to focus on for today is countable and uncountable nouns. So we are going to go to our courses section and we are going to open our English grammar book and we are going to look at page, here is the table of contents. We are going to look at page 89. So simply type 89 in the window. Surprise, surprise, countable and uncountable nouns. Now, exactly as the word says, countable nouns are things that you are able to count. And you may have one, such as an apple, or you may have 10 eggs, a dozen eggs. These are countable, and with them you use a or an. As I said, a ball, a carrot, an apple. But some nouns cannot be counted. These are uncountable nouns. For example, water. You cannot count water. You can measure a liter of water, but you cannot count water per se. Think of grains of rice, as many as the grains of sand on the seashore. Grains of rice. these we cannot count. So we don't use a or an, which would indicate one, because you can't count them. But we use some. And if you want to ask a question, we can also use any. Do you have any sugar in the house? I need some rice. So these are the terms that you use with the uncountable nouns. And also uncountable nouns are never in the plural. We don't say rices or sugars or butters. So uncountable nouns remain in the singular form. Going back to our article, let's see the 5 questions which I would like you to try and answer by going back to the article. And even if you cannot answer in full sentences, try and just answer simply using 1 or 2 words. How does water help your body? Why should you avoid heavy meals at night? Because we don't want every part of our body working to digest meals when we should be sleeping, and during sleep our body repairs itself. And for this one, what small steps can you take? You can come up with your own answers. Try drinking 1 more glass of water. I have a magic bottle here which times through the day the amount of water and gives you sort of helps you motivate yourself, keep chugging, feeling awesome, don't give up. So you can use something like this also to remind you to drink more water. But try and answer the questions by going back to the article. You can also find our English grammar book if you enroll on our website and go through the grammar skills there. But for now, let's go back to the article and make use of our glossary. Click any word and get a meaning in your own language. So let's try that out. So if we click on powerful, we will get a meaning having or capable of exerting power or influence. If a person is a very powerful man, he is more likely to be exerting influence. For example, the president of a country. Now, if English is not your home language, which I assume it's not, otherwise you wouldn't be here, you can simply click here, change this to French, and get the meaning in your own language. And if French is not your language, there's Italian, there's German, there's Spanish, there's Turkish, there's Dutch, there's Portuguese. I presume these are Japanese and Chinese, but I can't read them, so I can't tell you. But as you can see, every language that you can think of, most of the common languages are there for you to get the meaning of a word in your own language. And that it makes it much easier for you. So let's see if there's any words we want to add to the glossary. I don't think there will be because my glossary is not at an A1 to A2 level. I'm trying to challenge myself by adding words that I am not familiar with. But I will show you how it works anyway so that you can add the words that you want to add to your own glossary. So we have here a verb, avoid. Click on it and it says avoid is a verb. It means to try not to meet a person. If you want to avoid a person, you're walking down the street and you see that person coming in the opposite direction and you want to avoid them. What do? You cross over to the other side of the street. We've all done this, to keep away from them or to stay away from them. So if you want to add a word to your glossary, you simply click on this button here and it will say the word has been added to the glossary. When you go back to the glossary, you would have to click out and click back in, and that word will then be there. You can set yourself reminders and you can adjust the status level of your words. So this dictionary is very much a dynamic dictionary, meaning that these graphs change as and when you learn the words and you become more confident with them. So this is really an awesome tool. I want to encourage you to make use of it. Thank you for being with me again today, and I look forward to seeing you in the future. Bye bye.